Breakfast Club, bitches.
You're a donkey.
Yes, Donkey today for Thursday, October 24th goes to a former school resource officer named Zachary Christensen. Now, if you don't know who Zachary Christensen is, he's the sucker who decided the proper way to restrain an 11-year-old middle school girl in Farmington, New Mexico, was to live out his UFC MMA dreams on her. Okay? Do you remember back in the day when as a big brother or older cousin, you would practice all the latest WWE moves on your much younger sibling? Scorpion Deathlock, Stone Cold Stunners, Rock Bottoms, Figure 4 Leg Locks, Brain Busters, Power Drivers. All those things are easy as hell to do on your young siblings. Trust me, I know. I have two younger brothers who I'm sure I've tombstoned on several occasions. Now, I'm saying all that to say this is exactly what Zachary Christensen did to this young 11-year-old girl. Words like unnecessary, needless, causeless, and every other word you can say you can use to say this should never have happened are all understatements when you hear this story and see this video. Let's go to WTOC CBS 11 for the report, please.
Mesa View Middle School resource officer Zach Christensen claims this is the moment an 11-year-old assaulted the principal, compelling him to take action.
Can't push him out of the way.
Hey, no, ma'am. There's a camera where everything you're doing. Okay?
Okay, I've had enough of this. Take your bag off.
The situation quickly escalates.
Yes, I actually had a sub just come.
Turn over! Turn over! Stand up! Stand up!
School administrators were present from the beginning. They spent nearly 45 minutes trying to get the girl to listen to their repeated request to sit down and talk to them. They remark on her constant disruptive behavior throughout the video. But when the situation turned physical, they tried to intervene.
Officer Christensen, she is not a threat to yourself or others at this moment.
After an internal investigation, the 11-year veteran resigned.
You're asking too much of me as a father. As a man, you really want me to eat that because you got a badge? Now, I know for a fact I heard the principal say to the police officer she is not a threat. And the cop who wants to be Conor McGregor so bad, Zachary Christensen, said yes, she is. Why? I think because she was black, and all black people, no matter the age, no matter the size, no matter the gender, are always perceived as threats in America. It is what it is, and you know the line they use to justify their BS. Do not resist. As if that line gives you a valid reason to manhandle her, because that's exactly what you were doing, manhandling. In fact, this is a classic example of a man handling a situation all wrong. She was 11 years old, and all this started because the young lady barely grazed an administrator as she was walking by, and she's going out the door. The school resource officer comes up behind her, grabs her book bag, and says, he's had enough of this. Like, Jesus, why is it always our kids who get treated like this? Like, where's the emotional de-escalation whenever black people are involved, okay? And this is why schools need to have social and emotional learning. Not just for students, but clearly for administrators and school resource officers who don't know how to control their own emotions and own feelings, okay? Zachary is clearly a hurt individual, and hurt people because only a damaged human would do this, okay, to an 11-year-old girl, okay? Like that 11-year-old girl couldn't have made you that mad, that upset, if something wasn't internally wrong with you. But F all that. We can get to the inner work that you need to do to heal later. For now, I want to know where's that young girl's father, uncle, brother at to whip that ass. All right, you gave this young 11-year-old girl a concussion, so I think it's only right you get one back. Fair is fair. Why can't America just let certain things get handled the good old-fashioned way? Like, if that's my daughter, as a father, I want to fade, okay? We need to start an organization called Triple F, right? Fathers for Face. When stuff like this happens, okay? When stuff like this happens to our daughters, and since Zachary wants to be an MMA fighter so bad, let's run it. If you're able to do a grown man like that, okay? If you're able to do to a grown man what you did to that 11-year-old girl, cool. You can resign, go live your life, whatever. But if not, and you just get your ass kicked, great. Everything is fair and right with the world. You're just asking too much, okay, of me as a father to sit back and allow someone to violate my little girl physically like that. All right, you have instilled a level of trauma in that young girl that it will probably take her years to repair. On top of that, we don't know if she was already dealing with trauma in her young 11 years already. So you really ruined this girl for a minute. Zachary Christensen is a sucker, and if someone violates him in New Mexico the way he violated that 11-year-old girl, in my humble opinion, he deserved it. But hey, what do I know? Please let Chelsea Handler give Zachary Christensen the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. That is way too much Dan mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he definitely need to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
1,000%.
I heard he's not being charged, though.
I thought they were.
They are charging him?
They're saying they're considering it.
Oh, they're investigating.
Right, they are considering he could still be charged.
As if there's not a whole video. Like, what type of investigation needs to happen? Just watch what we watched, okay? Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the Law Office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.